Are you always wondering why you're broke? You're not alone. It's a common question that echoes in the minds of many. Whether you're a fresh graduate starting your career journey, a young adult trying to navigate life's financial twists and turns, or even someone well into their career but seemingly always running out of cash. Being broke isn't an exclusive club. Unfortunately, it's a widespread issue. But what if I told you that being broke isn't a life sentence? That's right. It's not your destiny to live paycheck to paycheck, always worrying about the next bill or unexpected expense. There are ways to break free from this cycle, to take control of your finances, and steer yourself towards financial stability. The first step? Understanding that it's okay to be in this situation. It's not a reflection of your worth or capabilities. It's just a financial challenge, one that countless others have faced and overcome. And the good news is, there are practical, achievable steps you can take to turn things around. So if you're ready to stop wondering why you're broke and start doing something about it, then stick around. Today, we will explore some key steps to avoid being broke. The first step in tackling any problem is recognizing it exists. We're diving into the deep end of financial issues here, and it all starts with admitting that there's a problem. You see, financial health is much like physical health. If you have a persistent cough, you wouldn't just ignore it, right? You'd probably head to the doctor to figure out what's causing it. Similarly, if your bank account is consistently running on empty before payday, it's time to diagnose the issue. So, what are some common money problems that people face? Well, let's start with overspending. You know, those impulse buys, the latest gadgets, eating out too often, those fancy lattes. They may seem small and insignificant in the moment, but they add up, creating a hole in your pocket before you even realize it. Next, let's talk about disorganized finances. If you don't know where your money is going, how can you control it? It's like trying to catch a fish with your bare hands in a turbulent river. You need to have a clear picture of your income, your expenses, and your savings. Without this, your money could be slipping away without you even noticing. And then there's low income. Now this one's a bit trickier. It's not always within our control, and it can make managing finances feel like a never-ending uphill battle. But remember, even the greatest mountains can be climbed with the right strategies and determination. Now you might be thinking, okay, I recognize these problems, but what now? Well, acknowledging that these issues exist is half the battle won. It's like turning on the headlights when you're driving at night. Suddenly, you can see the road, the obstacles, and the path to your destination. Remember, everyone faces financial hurdles at some point. It's not a sign of failure, but rather an opportunity to learn and grow. The key is to not bury your head in the sand and pretend everything is fine. Be honest with yourself about your financial situation. It's only then that you can start making meaningful changes. Once you recognize the problem, the next step is to take action. The first action step towards financial stability is tracking your expenses. Now let's dive deeper into why this is crucial. You see, when we engage in tracking our expenses, we're essentially putting up a mirror to our financial habits. It's like taking a good hard look at ourselves in the daylight. Not always the prettiest sight, but oh so necessary. By keeping tabs on where our money is going, we can pinpoint the leaks in our financial boat. These leaks could be anything from that daily gourmet coffee habit to a subscription service we barely use. These may seem like small amounts, but remember, a leak, no matter how small, can sink a big ship. Over time, these seemingly insignificant expenses can add up to a substantial amount of money that could have been saved or invested. Tracking expenses also helps us identify our needs versus our wants. We all have those wants that camouflage themselves as needs. But once we start tracking, we can separate the sheep from the goats, so to speak. We can differentiate the essential expenses that keep our lives running smoothly from the non-essential ones that merely add a temporary sparkle. Now you might be thinking that tracking expenses sounds like a lot of work. But here's the good news. We live in a digital age where technology can do the heavy lifting for us. There are numerous money-saving apps available that can help us track our expenses with just a few taps on our smartphones. These apps not only categorize our spending but also provide insightful analytics to help us understand our spending patterns better. So the next time you find yourself wondering where all your money went, remember, the answer lies in tracking your expenses. It's like being a detective on your own case, and the more clues you gather, the closer you get to solving the mystery of your missing money. Knowing where your money goes is the first step towards financial control. If your income isn't covering your expenses, it's time to find ways to increase it. Now, You might be scratching your head wondering, how can I possibly do that? Well, there are two powerful tools at your disposal: side hustles and passive income. Let's start with side hustles. These are typically part-time jobs or freelancing gigs that you can do in addition to your regular 9-to-5 job. They are a great way to supplement your income and can often be done in your spare time. For instance, if you have a knack for graphic design, you could take on design projects for clients in the evenings or weekends. If you love dogs, how about setting up a pet sitting service? Or perhaps you're a wizard in the kitchen. You could start a small catering business or even a food blog. The possibilities are endless. Next, let's talk about passive income. This is income that you earn without having to do much active work, often coming from investments or business ventures. For example, if you own property, you could earn rental income. If you have some money to invest, you could put it into dividend-paying stocks or peer-to-peer lending platforms. Or, if you have a particular skill or knowledge, you could create an online course or write an ebook and earn money from the sales. Now, it's important to note that while side hustles and passive income can help boost your income, they shouldn't be seen as a quick fix. They require time, effort, and sometimes an initial investment, but the benefits can be substantial. Not only can they help cover your expenses, but they can also provide you with a safety net in case of unexpected financial setbacks. Plus, having multiple income streams is a smart financial move. It reduces your reliance on a single source of income and gives you more financial stability. So, if one income stream dries up, you'll have others to fall back on. Increasing your income can help you avoid being broke. So, whether it's picking up a side hustle, investing in passive income sources, or ideally a combination of both, remember, every little bit helps. And over time, these additional income streams can make a significant difference to your financial health. Debt can be a major factor in financial struggles, so how can you manage it effectively? Let's dive into it. Firstly, understanding the impact of debt is crucial. Imagine this: you're carrying a backpack. Each debt you owe is like a rock in that backpack. The more rocks you have, the heavier your backpack gets and the harder it is to move forward. This is what debt does to your financial journey. It slows you down, and if not managed well, it can stop you in your tracks. Now let's talk about managing debt. Not all debts are created equal. Some debts are more expensive than others, particularly those with high interest rates. Credit card debt is a prime example. It's often the most expensive kind of debt, with interest rates that can range from 15 to 25%. So, a key strategy is to pay off high-interest debt first. This is often referred to as the avalanche method. By focusing on high-interest debt, you're effectively reducing the amount of interest you'll pay in the long run. Another important point is to never miss payments. It might sound obvious, but it's surprising how many people fall into this trap. Missing payments can lead to late fees, increased interest rates, and a negative impact on your credit score. So, even if you can only afford the minimum payment, make sure you pay on time. And then there's the smart use of credit cards. Some credit cards offer cashback rewards, which can be a great way to save money. However, these benefits can only be truly advantageous if you pay off your balance in full every month. If you don't, the interest you'll pay can easily outweigh any rewards you earn. In summary, managing debt is about understanding its impact, prioritizing high-interest debt, making payments on time, and using credit cards wisely. It's not just about getting rid of debt, but also about changing the way you think about and handle money. Effective debt management can help you avoid being broke. Life is unpredictable. Having an emergency fund can provide financial security. An emergency fund, you ask? Picture it as a safety net made of cash. It's money you set aside specifically to cover unexpected expenses. You know, those pesky little surprises life throws our way. A sudden job loss, a broken down car, or a medical emergency. So, why is it important? Well, without an emergency fund, these unexpected costs can plunge you into debt or cause you to dip into your long-term savings. That's not a situation anyone wants to be in. Building an emergency fund provides a buffer, a cushion that softens the blow of unforeseen expenses. Start small. Aim to save enough to cover at least 3 months of living expenses. Once you've hit that goal, aim for 6 months, then a year. Remember, it's not a race, but a journey towards financial security. An emergency fund can be your financial lifeline, preventing you from going broke. To avoid being broke, it's essential to take proactive steps towards financial stability. We've covered quite a bit today, but let's quickly recap. Firstly, we tackled the importance of recognizing the problem. It's easy to ignore financial issues until they become overwhelming, but acknowledging them is the first step towards resolution. Next, we dove into tracking expenses. Understanding where your money goes, no matter how small the amount, can help you control your spending and make better financial decisions. We also talked about increasing income, considering side hustles or passive income streams. This could be the key to boosting your financial health, bringing in a little extra each month. Then, we explored managing debt. It's critical not to let debt spiral out of control. Utilize strategies like debt consolidation or negotiation to help manage what you owe. Finally, we emphasized the importance of building an emergency fund. This safety net can save you from unexpected expenses, ensuring you're never left in a tight spot. Remember, financial stability is not a destination, but a journey. Start your journey today to avoid being broke.